I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're
watching Death Curse.
Hey-o.
Say a bunch of cool shit.
I've got a lot to say, but even more to prove. What could you last out?
All right, apparently I get the new intro that I'm not even a part of. These guys fail me every week. However, I'm super excited about tonight. You may know tonight's guest from Twitter or his YouTube channel, or as the creator of the Not Daredevil universe, or from his latest project, Krishna Kid, The Eye of the Brahma Saga. I'm so happy to introduce the controversial communist comic creator, pseudo-intellectual, satirist, provocateur, deliverer of red pills and base propaganda with the most luxurious locks of hair, the talented Commie Mark.
Hello, greetings, comrades. Thank you for such a polite and kind introduction. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. I'm so excited. I'm like a fangirl for Commie Mark. So everyone that watches this channel knows, because I talk about your YouTube streams quite often when I'm on with the dudes. So I'm excited because I feel that you're such a talented creator just in general. And I don't feel that you like get enough credit for your writing capabilities. It's like crazy to me because you're a damn good writer. Like,
I love this. I'm gonna come on this show every week. Like just kind of like flatter me all the time. Yeah, thanks. I put a lot of effort and thought into trying to do things that people haven't done before in it. Like that's one of my main one of the things that I strive for in it, to like break new ground on what's possible. People say, "Oh, I shouldn't do it like that." I'm like, I'm gonna try and do something like this. That's basically what it comes down to.
I mean, it works for you. You definitely have your own style of writing, I feel like. I know you did a book before, Not Daredevil, but I didn't read that one. So what was that one? I'm interested.
That book is called The Adventures of Kim Il-sung in Best Korea. Like, here is like the original cover for it. It's about Kim Il-sung, the grandfather of Kim Jong-un, you know, the current like dictator of North Korea. It's a story it's an alt history like of the Korean War, where I took like photographs of Kim Il-sung and other famous people, Koreans, like all these photographs that like I rearranged into like a new order to make like this alternate version of the story where North Korea wins the Korean War instead of the draw that it was.
So you do a lot of like history research as well, and then you kind of just switch everything up. I'm assuming you put your own spin on it. Basically, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, like I always like do a lot of research into whatever I'm writing, you know, like try and get into the source material or whatever as much as possible, whatever project that is. Like you know, I'll read everything that I can, watch everything that I can, listen to like podcasts, audiobooks, you know, like every like just get it into my subconscious, so you know, I can smash some things together that I hadn't thought of.
I mean, as humorous as you are very intelligent, and anyone that watches any of your streams does realize that about you. I mean, I would hope they realize that about you. Because even though, like I said, there's like a humor to you and you are funny, I think you're funny as hell, but you are also highly intelligent. You're like a very evolved being, I would say,
Don't mistake me having a British accent for being intelligent. Like that's Hollywood propaganda. That is as dumb as a post.
I don't believe
But
that
yeah,
one
I
bit.
do. I think that I am very funny as well. Like everything that I write in my funny books. This book's not a comedy book. It has to be a good enough joke that I think it's funny in it. Like, so of course I think I'm funny. Like, I'd still be on the first caption, like of the book, and it still wouldn't be written. Sometimes in my videos, like in my pre-recorded videos, like I've written like a script of what I'm gonna say or whatever. And I'll get to the end of a sentence, and it's so funny that I laugh like delivering the line in it, like, and sometimes I leave those in the actual video because it makes it funnier. Like, it's like I'm providing my own canned laughter, like in the video.
You've definitely provided me hours of laughter, and I've actually like cried laughing at you, like driving in my car. I think you're great. So, where do you
Don't
where did your
cry while
interest?
driving. Sounds really dangerous.
um, when did you want to start creating comics? Like, what got you into it?
Well, like I always drew comic books when I was a child and stuff. Like as soon as I read a comic book, like I understood that that was a way that I could tell stories or whatever. But I don't think that's what you really mean. Like I think you mean what made me think I could do that as an adult. And that was that like there was a podcast that I listened to, and there's this like Australian woman. The podcast was called "Just Make the Thing," like and like she would get people on who like just one day decided to make that thing that they always wanted to make, and then oh look, like they were a successful like person now, like doing that thing. Uh, and I would hear that phrase in my head, like in that woman's voice, and it like in a shrill Australian accent, like so it was really ingrained into my brain. And then one day I thought, oh, I'll just make like a book, like I'll see if I can. And that's Best Career. Best Career existed for me to prove to myself that I could make a book, but with the added like difficulty setting of not having an artist at all, like because I couldn't like just pay an artist. I'm a
Oh
poor
yeah.
communist. So both Best Career and Not Daredevil, like are made completely without artists in it, like as a writing only book, which I don't know anyone else who's managed to do that. Like, yeah. So I just thought, oh, I'll make a thing, and then I made the thing, and then that led to the next thing, and the next thing, and now here I am, like as a serial comic book maker now.
This is your third campaign?
It's the third campaign, like the fifth book, I think. And then even this book is a sixth book. Then this book is it's maybe 9 books that I'll have done like by the end of this. But yeah, 3 campaigns is the
Wait,
answer.
what? How many? Like now, you need to go through these books because I didn't even know these books existed. I mean, like I said, I'm familiar with the Not Daredevil universe, which was fabulous. That was absolutely fabulous. That was great, in all ways. It was actually absolutely genius, I think, because it was entertaining, and then there was actually like some great story to it too. So,
Well, any credit for the story goes to the original writer and art team in it, like because I'm only like playing inside the lines of what they did in it. Like they made the
oh,
story, Like I just made it funny on top. Um, I've forgotten what the first half of that was. Oh yeah, so you're asking about the book list and it. So
Yes.
not that there's two Not Daredevils, Not
Yeah.
Daredevil Origins, and Not Daredevil versus the KKK. There's Best Career, the Kim Il Sung book.
Yeah.
I made an Ashcan that I'm not sure if it really counts. It's only like 12 pages or something. That's called American Evil. And that's like the opposite of those other books where I took like quotes and wrote a story entirely out of quotes, and then had pictures made to go with those quotes to like change the context of those quotes, which is really like a powerful thing, a tragedy. I love writing tragedies because they're dark. And then there's 3 Krishna Kid books, Krishna Kid issue 1, 2, and 3. And then the Duryodhana Purana as well, which is the add-on for this, which is 9. Did I say 9? I think that's what I said.
9. I thought you were holding up 10 fingers. I got confused for a second here. So let's see. Oh, Peter Gilmore has joined us in the chat. He has said Mark's Mouse.
Yeah, thanks for that, Peter.
We have Joe M. Sontag in here and B.A. Turner. So thank you guys for stopping by. I know we're going up against like all the big dogs, and I usually don't stream this early, but like I said, I had to leave work early for the opportunity to have Commie Mark on my show. So had to.
It's so it's so strange to like have someone who's like a big fan. Like most people just know who I am. Like even before the show, like he was saying to Spencer about the Commie Mark Chan stream, like the lore and stuff. Like you were following along. Like
Yes, it was great. You were a beautiful woman. I don't care what anyone says. And the anti-art show. All right. When you do another anti-art show, I want to be involved somehow, some way. I'm going to do a beautiful self-portrait of myself with Slim Jim wrappers on it. I've already decided. I've talked about this with everyone at Death Curse. I'm just waiting to be invited so I can compete with the, like the beautiful artwork you create. I'm such a fan.
Sometimes, like those streams can just come from the name and it be like, wouldn't it be funny to do a stream called this? Like, and then the whole thing like falls into place like from that. That's what the anti-art auction was like, because it hadn't been too long before in the news that someone sold like a banana taped to a wall for like $1 million or something ridiculous.
Yeah, shit.
And oh yeah, Matt Barr says.
Oh, Matt Barr has joined us. Welcome, Matt.
Yeah,
He sold the Commie Mark diaper.
Yeah, he drew me on a diaper, didn't he? I forgot.
Yeah, I think he did. It was the diaper, the used diapers. All right, I gotta focus. I'm fangirling here. I gotta focus. All right, let's take a look at Krishna Kid here.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to share the system audio because I always forget to. And we're going to take a look at Krishna Kid. Let's see here. I'm going to play the trailer. Is that okay with you?
The trailer is for the add-on book. I just wanted to specify that. It's not for
okay.
Krishna Kid.
So we'll still play it. It will give some people some insight, correct?
Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen this, then
you're watching it now.
You'll be impressed, I think. I'm really proud of this trailer.
All right. I'm going to stop my camera just because my internet is wonky. And yeah, hold on one second.
Oh, well, so am I. That'll be weird otherwise.
All right. We're going to play this and make it full screen.
The first time I laid eyes on Princess Gandhari, such a sweet and innocent little girl, I had no idea what destiny had planned for her. and neither did she.
What a beautiful trailer.
Thanks. Yeah, that book is the Duryodhana Purana. That's the add-on book that comes with Krishna Kid, and is the exact opposite of Krishna Kid. Like,
Okay.
that's a dark and twisted tragedy about the destruction of a woman's soul or whatever.
Hmm.
It's dark.
It's dark. Dark is
Mhm.
good. How would
Mhm.
you describe like the genre of this comic in particular? Because the art style is very like anime like to me. If that's the same
Yeah.
art style, you know, I
Yeah.
like it.
So that book is set in the same universe as Krishna Kid,
Okay.
and it's actually the origin story for the villain, like of not Krishna Kid, of Krishna Man. It's not going to be called Krishna Man. I haven't got a name for it yet.
Krishna
But
man.
in like about 40 years or something, like there's this epic like civil war between all the kingdoms of India, and they've all got their own heroes and demigods and demons and stuff. And then there's like 1,000,000 people on the battlefield, like all fighting to the death. And every death is like important because it's someone's uncle or someone's master or someone's son or whatever. So he's the Duryodhana, the character in the Duryodhana Purana. He's responsible for starting that war in it, like in the long term. So he's going to be like the really super mega long arc villain for Krishna Kid.
I mean, this
And
is
I'm
a
telling. Go on.
go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so I'm telling like the villain's story, like concurrently, what's going on with him, like when, at the same time as Krishna.
This is a very good looking book.
Oh,
Like this here, this collected edition.
yeah, that's so there used to be a guy in in comics game called Ron Glory. Like,
Okay.
he put out this book with Image Comics, it was, I believe, called Runes of Ragnon or something like that. And
Okay.
on the cover, it had a logo that was just like two R's, in a rune font, two R's, and they were back to back. But it had been like colored in a way that it looked embossed, like not embossed, it looked engraved in it. And any time that he would show it on camera, people would say, "Oh, is that engraved?" And he'd say, "No, it's just like drawn like that." But I always wanted to touch it, like just to check on it. Like even though I know that it's not, and he told me that it's not. Like I have this urge to touch it. So I wanted to put that onto my book, like because I want people to touch it. Like my theory is that if it's on the shelf in a store, and they touch it, then that's only one step away from buying it. Do you know what I mean?
Ah, 70% of the time they do end up buying it. And I can speak on that because I have worked in 2 comic shops and I'll be back in one in October. So, yes, 70% of the time when people are drawn to a cover, okay, they will pick it up and they will end up buying it. If the interior art is good, then you have even more of a chance. People aren't like sitting in there reading the books. So, but
just like skim through or whatever. And I really wanted this gold edition because it was always going to be 3 books in it, issue 1, 2, and 3. And I wanted the gold collected edition to feel like this ancient book that you just found somewhere in it, like it was a relic or something. Like
No, it
so
definitely does
I
look that way to me.
tried to make it look like that.
It's beautiful. I love it. Even the
And
gems on it and everything, like it looks very realistic.
yeah, so it's based on like there's a type of Indian paintings called Tanjore paintings, which
Yes.
is where like you take an image and then they put like they literally glue gold and gemstones and stuff to the picture to make it three-dimensional. And that's like what we're trying to recreate on the cover.
I
It looks
think you've
very
nailed it.
nice on the screen. I hope
It
that it
does
looks
look it looks
fun.
beautiful on the screen. So where did you get the idea for Krishna Kid?
So there's again like there's two answers where one is when I was like 15 or whatever. I thought in my hubris that I could solve religion. Like I was one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sort this whole religion thing out. Like there's a lot of fighting going on in the world. Islamic terror was all the rage. It's like I'm gonna solve this and hopefully we'll be done in time for tea and it. Like because I really thought that I was that smart. So I ended up reading like all these religious texts, like everything that I could get my hands on. And the character of Krishna like always stood out like as my favorite out of all of them. Like then it's Jesus number two, but Krishna's like this little bit cooler because he fights.
I was gonna say.
Like Jesus is great, but I don't remember him fighting anyone. Like I mean, he threw over those tables in the church or whatever in the when they're doing the market thing, which I approve of that. Like I'm all about smashing the capitalists or whatever. But he doesn't fight any demons. Like he argues with some pigs one time. That's about it. So that had always been in my mind, and it like Krishna, I'd always liked Krishna. Like the whole time that I've been doing this show, like behind me, there's like
You look
a
like you have an
Shiva
altar
thing.
behind you.
Yeah, and there's like a Krishna statue that's been here the entire time, and it from the beginning. So then, like, we'll fast forward to like the future, not to the future, to the present.
But
Well,
wasn't Krishna also, if I can remember correctly, wasn't he a self-realized being? Wasn't he also like the embodiment of like self-knowledge as well?
So Krishna is actually so in Hinduism. There's like three main gods:
Yep.
Vishnu,
Yep.
there's Brahma, the creator who created the universe. Vishnu, the maintainer who preserves the universe, makes sure
Yes.
everything's going along, and then Shiva, the destroyer, who
Destroyer.
does all the killing or whatever. And then Krishna is Vishnu, like on Earth in human form. Like I think you're thinking of the Buddha, like the Buddha achieved enlightenment and it like by
It could
thinking
be.
about suffering and stuff. And some people think that the Buddha is the next incarnation of Vishnu. Like Krishna is the 8th time that Vishnu has come to Earth. Some people think that the 9th time they came to Earth was as the Buddha. So
That actually may be it. That may be it. But yes, go on. Sorry, I'm very interested in this.
yeah, so then about 2 years ago, I was doing a show with Narwhal on my channel called Narwhal versus the AI, where me and Narwhal played like this AI mystery dungeon type game where you just type in shit that you want to do, like, and then it'll throw up like some counter text or whatever. It's for playing like a Dungeons and Dragonsy type game or something.
Okay.
But we were trying to use it to write a comic book in it, like that we would feed it in half of the plot and it would give us back the other half of the plot in it, like is how it would work. So we did that show on my channel and it was great. And then I had like this rough like outline of a story that we could do, and I could advertise it as written by Commie Mark Narwhal and the AI, like crazy team. So we had that, and because I don't draw, when I send stuff to artists, I send them like a mood board thing. You know, like I get loads of images that are like sort of like what I want or a bit of what I want. Like, so I send it and I say, like,
Yeah,
smush all of
that's
these together, like into one like thing, like make me something that encompasses like all of these things. So I was making one of those, and for that story, I had this vision in my mind of like it's an underwater temple that has a statue of a walrus god outside in it. That was like the image that I was looking for. That obviously doesn't exist in it. So I'm like making a composite kind of a thing, like
yeah.
that I can show. And I dragged in this picture of Indra, who is the Hindu king of heaven. And like the second that I let go of it into like the document that I was making, like I was just hit with this vision in it of like, why don't you do Krishna Kid? It wasn't called Krishna Kid. It was, why don't you do the Dragon Ball version of the Krishna story in it? And then like I rushed from that room into here and I just wrote it like I wrote 12 issues in a row in it, like in one go.
What?
Like it was 144 pages. Like that's not like I didn't have all the dialogue and captions and stuff written, but you know, it was like the beats and the page turns, like because I understood like the long arc and then like the mini arcs and then the character arcs, like and like I just had it all like I just knew how to do it, and like so I was just like banging it out in one day, and then since then it's just been like I'm making this Krishna Kid thing because it's dope. I always wanted this like to be a book. Like I've always been looking for this. I think like I've read loads of Krishna books. Like none of them were like quite as cool as the pictures that I had in my head when I was reading it when I was 15. And then in that moment, I realized like it's up to me to make it. Like nobody else has seen it like this. So you know, I'm gonna do it.
You heard that Australian woman's voice in your head
Yeah.
screeching at you to just get it done. So, do you want to talk a little bit about what this is about here, or would you like me to read this, or how do you want
Oh,
to do this?
I
Your
would,
campaign.
I would love it if you would read it for me because I, I,
You-
I, I I went on holiday to Paris with my family, and then I
Okay.
came back and I had 4 days to write the campaign and it, like, and in those 4 days, I did about 60 hours like of work in it, like writing the campaign and making all of the images and stuff. And then I come on the shows and the hosts don't read it in it, like which I know I am super guilty of that. I don't even like half the time go like more than one scroll like down in it. Like I just be like, oh, here's this person, here's their book. Look, isn't that great? Going back that, moving on. Like we're here to do the show about whatever in it. Like so yeah, I would really like it if you would do that.
I will read it, and my Massachusetts accent is going to butcher
Oh
some
yeah,
of these
so
names. So,
top advice for the reading of words that you're unsure of.
sound them out.
No, just pretend that you know how to say it, and just say it with confidence. And I'm not gonna go. Actually, it's pronounced like this. Like I'm not gonna correct you. Nobody's gonna know. Like the people in the chat will go, "Oh, is that how you say that?" Because they don't know either. And it like just go for it.
Except the people in this chat know I have a Massachusetts accent, and they all make fun of me because I can't even speak proper English. So, but I'm going to read this. All right.
I'm excited.
This says Krishna Kid is a 90-page action-adventure anime-inspired graphic novel series reimagining the ancient Hindu stories you didn't know you wanted in the style you never knew you needed. Follow the childhood adventures of Godchild, prankster, and divine hero Krishna Kid, his older brother Balarama, and their gang of friends as they work together in battle to defend their town from scores of vicious demons, outwit the most dastardly of kings, and even showdown with the gods. There's more.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever humanity is threatened with evil, corruption, and chaos, Lord Vishnu, the supreme personality of Godhead, descends to Earth in the form of an avatar to restore cosmic order and protect the balance between good and evil. Lord Vishnu has returned to the Earth in the form of Krishna Kid.
Yeah, there he is.
Here we go.
So yeah, that's the 8th time that he's come to Earth, isn't it? The first time he came as a fish and he pulled Noah's Ark, and then he's been 7 times also. One of the times is like a lion man, which is interesting. Like, but Krishna's the one that we're focused on, like, in this series.
How did I do? Oh,
was
wait,
great.
there's more. There's
Nailed
more.
it.
Oh my God, I'm going to continue reading, I guess. My job is not done. You're making me work a lot.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. But with
That's the
Vishnu,
communist way.
so everyone can reap the benefits of my hard work here. I get it. I'm sharing for all here. Everyone benefits from me reading this. Okay. But with Vishnu lost somewhere on Earth, the race is on for Brahma, the creator, and the rest of the Hindu gods to locate Krishna before the wicked King Kansa does. The fate of the universe itself is at risk.
Mm-hmm. So a bit like Dogma or something, can it? Like God's lost on Earth, like, and in this case, the gods like looking for him, because without the preserver in heaven, you know, who's gonna
Mhm.
stop the destroyer? Do you know what I mean? Like, she could go down.
Yeah. Who else will maintain the universe?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and it says right here, with Vishnu absent on Earth, who will maintain the universe?
Yeah. See, you understand?
See, look at that. Then we have Brahma, the creator god here. Who did this like art?
So the interior arts are by a guy called Vinny Kumar, who is an
Mhm.
Indian artist that I just plucked out of India. 1 in 1.4 billion chance, like that I found this guy in it, like to do the art for the book.
Did he do all of this too? Like that's how did you get your campaign to move like this? I'm like
Everything that moves is from the interiors, I believe. I don't think there's examples of the covers animated, but yeah,
I haven't seen anyone's campaign animated like this. Like this is
no.
very pleasing to my eye right now.
Remember that part at the start of the show when I was like, I'm always trying to do things
Mhm.
what nobody's done before. Like, this is an example of that, and it like.
I mean, this kind of like reminds me of like Majin Vegeta here. Like,
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I love that though. Like, this is awesome. Yeah, I mean, this works. I mean, this is very bright though. This one here.
Yes,
I need like a seizure warning on my channel now for this one.
I feel like you should wear sunglasses in it when looking at this image because it's that bright.
I mean, it definitely gives me that God kind of feeling, you know?
Oh yeah, you know shit's going down.
Oh yeah. I see the lightning bolts coming from his eyes and all this stuff. I see what looks like it's going to be like a high kick coming in from the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks
Look,
like it.
this picture exists purely for me to say, get your hands on Krishna Kid right now.
All right, so your artist, you said you plucked him straight out of like how did you find him? You said you just plucked him. Did you find him online? Like what?
So I started like an Instagram account,
Okay.
that was called, that's just for Krishna Kid in it. Like it's totally divorced from Commie Mark. Like because I was like, oh, I need to convince a lot of Indian people to get this book. So instead of like trying to sell them on the book, and Commie Mark at the same time, I thought I'll just focus it on the book, and like that's a lot easier. So I'd been sharing like bits of Krishna Kid art that I had in there, and you know how networking goes, like just hiring people to do like little bits here and there. And Vineet was one of those guys. He did like a pin-up of Krishna's brother Balrama, and he like delivered it very quickly, and it which is very important. Like a lot of the time when a hire artist, it takes weeks to get like an image or whatever. And I'd forgotten this. He reminded me of this when we was on Clayton Barton's show the other day, that we'd done some work, and I had said to him like, oh, I've always got work for people who are good and deliver fast, and it like that's what I want. And he said, oh, I can do some work for you for a very reasonable price. And then I replied, define reasonable. Like that's where like it all comes from that one line. So on Instagram is the answer. Like I found that Instagram has more Indian users than Twitter. Like so that was where I went to go and build an Instagram following. But I reckon still half of my Instagram followers are comics gamers anyway. But it's cool. I've got a few connections in India now already, like from it. So that's great.
So you can make more of this, so you don't have to end it here, or do you plan on ending the storyline here? Like this storyline can be done here, but do you like plan on carrying on with this character in the future?
Yeah. Oh, I plan, my like hope is to write Krishna books for the rest of my life. Like there's so much material to use. Like it's not an exaggeration to say like that even if you was able to produce them monthly, there's like a decade's worth of content to like go through. Like so much like great stories like to tell that people don't know. Like you could say that about the Bible. Like you could write like 100 great comic books based on the Bible, but they'd all be stories that people already basically know. But they have no idea about these stories. Like it's my privilege to be able to share them with people who haven't seen them before and take a degree of the credit. Like when I'm just recycling someone else's ancient work or whatever.
Why? Like looking through this campaign, okay? Because I remember like for a while I couldn't find this campaign, and I knew it was out.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why were you shadow banned? Like, do you know? Like,
So-
can I talk about that? Like, I'm trying to like, why were you shadow banned?
It's unshadow banned now.
Now it is, but
Like 2 weeks after it was unshadow banned. Once it was out of like the top sort of trending area, then they let me be unshadow banned, which is fine. It is what it is.
yes, that's what it was.
So it's not because of Krishna Kid. It wasn't Krishna Kid that was shadow banned. It was Commie Mark that was shadow
Because
banned.
of your name. That's so stupid.
No, it's even stupider than that. It's because on Not Daredevil versus the Ku Klux Klan, like on the cover, the Klansmen have got like Nazi patches like on their arms. And Indiegogo refused to release the funds to me unless I covered them up or like took them down or something. So I replaced all of the Nazi patches with Indiegogo logos, and I don't think that they liked that. So I got punished for doing that. Got a little slap on the wrist or whatever. But that
That's okay. I love that you did that. Like
Yeah, like I mean, good on them for giving me the money still, like after doing that, I guess. Like and I was upset with Indiegogo a little bit when this happened, just because it felt unfair or whatever. But then have to remind myself that all the people that I was dealing with from Indiegogo are like low paid remote workers, like often from the third world or whatever.
Mhm.
And it's not their fault. Like they're as exploited by the system as I have been or whatever. But yeah, it's unshadow banned now, so no harm, no foul. I forgive you, Indiegogo. Like we're even now.
Now we just got to get it funded.
Yeah, that's the next step, the big one.
So you have these trading cards too.
Yeah,
Those-
like and there's so I got another Indian artist, Spondy, his name is, and he did like these figures for this for the trading cards,
Mhm.
and I had taken like that the Tanjore like border thing and put three of them on a page, and then I put like the figures in between. I thought, oh, these like cards need a background or whatever. And I just grabbed an image off of a Google image search, not this image, like a different image of a different field or whatever. And I dragged it in, and then I just blew it across all three, like just because it was just a mock up thing.
Mhm.
Like, it saved me going to find three different backgrounds or pasting it three times or whatever. But then I made it big and I was like, oh, shit, that looks cool. Like to have the background go for all three. So that's why that's like
I
that.
think it does look really cool.
It
I
makes it
agree
a
with you. I
set.
think it was a good choice.
Yeah.
It does make it a set. Yes. The kid who became the legend. Ooh, we have like that's like a sexy pose here.
That's when he stole all of the girls' dresses while they were swimming in the Ganges, which is a story like that's straight out of the source material, and like none of the events that happen are made up by me. Like
Mhm.
everything is uh, a reference to something in the text, and it sometimes like I've moved the order of things or like smushed a couple of things together, but I consider it to be like very faithful to the source material.
And what is
That's
this?
yeah, so that's Krishna and his older brother Balrama.
Hmm.
And I like to explain Balrama as like he is like Jeff Christ. Like imagine that you're like a normal kid, like you're an only child and everything's great, like your family love you and you're pretty cool and stuff. And then one day your parents come home and they're like, oh, we've just adopted baby Jesus, and he's magic, and he's invincible, and he's the greatest being that ever walked the universe. And you have to look after him, make sure that he doesn't get into trouble. Uh, that's like what Balrama has to deal with. So he's constantly got his like he's always trying to prove himself, like that he's equal to Krishna or whatever. Like because it's his little brother. No one wants to be like uh overshadowed by your little brother. Like
Yeah. Happens to most
see,
oldest.
he's for me the most interesting character in Krishna Kid uh because of the relationship between him and Krishna, like with him being a normal human boy or whatever, like trying to live up to his god brother. And he's kind of he's a bit like a Vegeta mixed with the Green Power Ranger. Like that's the character. That's how I see his personality in my mind. he's a cool dude.
I love it. I love how you describe everything. Am I reading some more here?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I've deleted the picture that goes with that text.
Okay, I was
So
gonna say what I said. What does that go with?
yeah,
So.
that's because I was trying to shorten it because
Mm-hmm.
the cat. Look, you're already halfway down, like, and we haven't even got to like the cover yet of issue 1.
Oh, we're gonna
Which
go
was
through. We're gonna go through everything.
yeah, great.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what
we're
I
gonna
mean.
go
Like,
through everything. I want to go through everything that's on the campaign. So that's just how I like to look at people's campaigns. If you have the time, I have the time for you to go through everything. I want to know your thought processes. I want to know why you did this, why you did that. I like hearing things about the characters. I really like that you it seems like I love how you describe the characters because it's not that you've changed things about them, but you basically have like how you have interpreted them. Does that make
yeah, yeah.
sense? Like, and
That no, that
and how you visualize them is how you are like putting them out there for everyone. So it's true to what it is. This is how it seems to me. It's very true to what it is, but
mhm,
it's definitely has your touch on it, like your kind of like your perspective a little bit, or
yeah,
how you like how I can't even talk correctly tonight, or how you like interpret it, or how something you visually saw or felt from when you read it. Like, does that make
yeah, yeah.
sense?
No, you are exactly correct. It's like that I've like put the. Oh, now it's my turn to be terrible at speaking.
I don't know. It
Um,
just like something waved over me, and I lost my ability to talk. Now it's
it,
coming to you. Sorry.
it's the original texts, but filtered through my perceptions and like and through my frames of reference. So,
Yes.
like when I said, "Oh, that guy, he's like Jeff Christ," like there's no Indian person who was gonna say that in it, like and understand it from that angle. Or yes, there's lots of like when I was putting this together, like there's lots of like things that I can taste like in there. Like it's got like a little bit of Power Rangers flavor, like and it's a little bit like the Powerpuff Girls. Like
Mm.
it's got a bit of that in there. Like and there's obviously like Dragon Ball in there, and there's actually 5 children, not just these 3. Those 3 are the main, and like it's got like a bit of a Teen Titans thing going on as well. Like and it's all like these different things that I like, that rebuilt the world out of those references or whatever.
No,
I
no, it
think
makes perfect sense. I think we kind of just said the same thing in 2 different
Mhm.
ways. So
Yeah,
we formulated something out of that. So this is an exclusive wraparound variant for your campaign here.
that's correct. Yeah, those are by Matt Barr and Billy Basco, my good friends.
Oh, hold on. Where to go? Where to go? Oops, there we go.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, Krishna Kid, the Gold Collected Edition, is
Hmm.
issues 1, 2, and 3 combined into one gorgeous and exciting 90-page, perfect bound gold cover or whatever.
Keep
But you
selling
can
it. Keep selling it. Keep selling it.
you can also get it as the 3 individual floppies, like so you can buy it separately as issue 1, 2, and 3. And if you do buy them separately, like as separate tiers, like I'll be shipping them separately, so you can get issue 1, and then like if you're unsure, you can just get issue 1,
Hmm.
like and then read that, and then you can come back and get issue 2 or 3 or whatever else you want.
So I think it will
Um,
end up being like an appetizer for people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it
And
tastes so good and it's just not going to be enough. So then they're going to have to come back and get the other ones.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, so hopefully that works. And it means that you can read it as a serial, read a bit
Hmm.
and then have to wait like for the next part. Like some people might like that more than getting the whole story in one go, or you. Oh, I didn't even say the other thing that that other book, the Duryodhana Purana, is already done and finished. Like,
Oh,
so
where's
when the
Spencer?
campaign,
Is Spencer back? Let's put you on full screen with it. Hold on. Spencer, are you back? There we go.
yeah,
Okay.
this is just the manga variant or whatever, but it's already done. Like,
Why
I'm
does it
ready.
remind me of like Death Note for some
This is
reason?
this is the manga homage cover. So all of these small manga ones are like in the style of a pre-existing manga. In this case, Death Note. Then
Oh, I
there's a
was right.
big
Look at
one as
that.
well that's like a Dragon Ball one.
Wait, you have another one that's done? That's like a Dragon Ball one? Where is it?
Yeah, it's on the campaign
Oh, wait, so
somewhere.
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's maybe 2 wheels down from here. Yeah, so the issues 1, 2, and 3 of Krishna Kid, they all have these exclusive wraparound covers. Each one of them is like color coded. All of them are by by Matt Barr and Billy Basco. So they make a complete set. All three of them like have the same art team across all three, and they're all color coded. And there's like more theme stuff running through them. Yeah.
Do they connect? I'm wondering if they connect. I
Into
want to.
one image, do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
No, they do not.
No?
That would be really cool.
That would be
But
really cool.
no.
I was just wondering. Let's see. We got
That
more.
that's the king, King Kanza, who is like so Krishna has come to Earth, and it's prophesized that he's gonna kill this king and and free that kingdom or whatever from his tyranny. So this king knows about that, and every week he sends a different like demon monster to fight Krishna in it. So it makes this really nice like monster of the week format, kind of like a Rita Repulsa type thing, where
Yeah.
instead of sending all of her little clay monsters at the same time, like decides to send them one a week or whatever. I don't know why.
To be a nuisance. That's why. It's rather annoying, you know.
But yeah,
What
so
do you
this is Krishna Kid 1, 2, and 3, obviously. But when we get to Krishna Kid 12, like it's gonna be like the big fight between them, like who's gonna win. Spoiler alert: it's gonna be Krishna because he lives to be 125. Like,
So we got some
so
of your demons in here.
yeah, that's a calf demon now. That's like a beginner's demon. They get scarier.
I mean, would he have a hard time killing the calf demon? Just wondering.
So cows are holy in Hinduism. Like,
Yes, that's why I'm saying that. Wouldn't that be a struggle?
well,
I mean, if
that's part of the book, isn't it? Like,
oh,
one
okay.
of the challenges of writing Krishna Kid is that he's like a perfect Mary Sue character in that he can do anything. He is literally the supreme god of the universe. Like, there's nothing that he can't do in it. So the question isn't like, how do we challenge him with difficult villains that might be able to kill him? It's like, how do we like challenge his character? Like, what are the relationships between him like and the other characters? Like, sometimes being good can cause bad. Like, there's all kinds of stuff in it. Like, so to answer your question, it's a struggle to fight a calf demon, yeah, because of the whole holy cow thing.
Yeah, I would assume that, and that's like the first one that he's thrown at. That kind of like,
Well, that's the first one that he fights in the book. Yeah,
yeah,
he did fight some while he was actually a baby as well. Like, but I like chose this as like an entry point for the story because I thought that it would be really difficult to sell a book about a magical blue baby. like a magical blue child like is a bit easier than a book about a baby. Like I figured that would be a hard sell.
I think that was probably a good call, to be honest, because like, unless like what I'm assuming, he's probably like OP from birth, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Like so I do plan to go back to some of those earlier fights, but the structure like that I've done the story in, like it's later on in the series, like
Hmm.
in a flashback episode or whatever. Yeah,
We'll
so
get
there's the Dragon Ball variant one, which I was really pleased with.
that's really cool. I love it, and I definitely see like that it's a homage cover to a Dragon Ball. I definitely
Yeah.
get that.
So that's going to be a thing that I'm going to continue to do moving forwards. So every like book that comes out will have a manga version that homages some other like pre-existing manga thing. Like I think that's a cool
I
thing
think
to do.
I think that is a cool thing to do. I mean, it will definitely expand the type of readers for you,
Hmm.
I feel, because it will definitely like appeal to, you know, your manga readers as well for them to get interested into this comic book. So I think it was smart. And then, oh, you worked at 6 a.m. to do some stickers. I mean, 6 a.m. does like some amazing stickers on so many campaigns. And I definitely think that their style fits this book and this world that you have here. So
Yeah, perfect fit. Great guy, 6 a.m. I was like a big fan. I like that dude a lot.
okay, I will butcher this Lidial print. What?
This, so this this print is by the person called Lidl. Like
Lidl.
yeah. So she is on Twitter. She is a Dutch artist and colorist. Like I think she would describe herself as a colorist ahead of an artist, maybe in a self-deprecating way. But art's great. Like look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won the fan art contest. Like with
Ah.
that piece. Like I really like it. We had some great ones. Some from well, you'll see a bit later on. But this one, like, was my favorite. Like, so everyone gets a free print of it because it's cool.
It is cool. It definitely like I think you mastered picking the right people to work with as far as like what it is that you're going for is like the style of this book. Like everything, like these are all things that work really well together that are done by different artists, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm.
Like all of
Like,
this works
I
well together.
I had a very strong like image in my head of how it was supposed to look, and for the original concept artist, like that was quite a struggle because like he would send me stuff and I'd be like, no, this isn't the same as the picture in my head. I'm not asking for your interpretation of it. I want you to draw this picture that I've got in my head, and it like let's nail this picture. Uh,
I mean, if
but
you're paying,
yeah,
it's your
it,
project, I would expect what I want to be done exactly how I would want it to be done.
yeah.
So you're not wrong.
It's not that he was doing it wrong. It just didn't match
That's
like
what you
quite well
visualized.
my
No, I get what you're
vision.
saying. So we have this issue 2 exclusive wraparound variant.
Yeah, which is just down a little bit. But it's still not coloured in this one. I'm waiting on the. There it is. So
Oh
another
wow.
uh, Matt Barr and Billy Basco. There's Balrama, and he's running on the back of a giant snake, and the Shiva the Destroyer is in the background. And this cover will be green, like in the way that the previous one was blue. This is the green cover, like that tells Balrama's well, not Balrama's story, it's longer than that. But you know, his features quite aligned.
Is there a reason why you are doing certain color schemes on the covers?
The colors just match up to the three main characters.
Okay.
And it's just one of the things that I was thinking about is like, you know, when people take photos of the books to share on Twitter or whatever,
Hmm.
like I've on my previous campaigns, you know, people will send a picture of all of the books lined up, and they don't quite match each other. You know, like they have different cover artists, or you know, or even the person will lay them out like in an order where I'm like, oh, that's not the order I would have put them in. Like this way, I'm kind of like helping to make the photos better. Like there's no like spiritual meaning behind the colors or anything.
Or anything. It's just like how they will look when people post them. I got what you're getting at.
It's a purely stylistic choice, because I want it to feel like a set. Everything on
Okay.
this campaign is designed to be a set in it, and I just think it will look really cool when you're able to fan out the three books, and they're all color coded, and each one of them's got like a character on the front and a god on the back. It's just cool. That's why, because it's cool.
You don't need any other reason. I mean, that's all that matters. But a lot of campaigns, like they have so many different things they put out, different styles of things and everything. Like I said, this all fits together. It works. So what you envisioned, I mean, it looks like it's coming true. I even like how this looks in black and white too. But I like black and white art. I like color, don't get me wrong, but just seeing this in black and white, I mean, wow, this is some crazy good artwork here. I mean, but that's to be
Incredible.
expected because of who did it. So that's
Yeah,
great.
Matt Barr is a great artist,
Yes, I agree. Amazing artist.
but a selfish lover. That joke's just for him.
What do we have here? What's going on here? We have the king again.
Yeah, the king and his
Who's
like
this?
mysterious wizard advisor, like who's called a Krura.
Oh, so we already know he's a piece of crap. All right.
Well, you know, he works for the king's advisor, and a bit like a Jafar character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We already know he's a piece of crap. Like,
Yeah.
just look at him.
That's an example of a character who isn't that important at the beginning, but becomes important like before we get to issue 12, where if I didn't have the entire story planned out, he wouldn't be there. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that he's going to be in the future, give him a little role here, so when he shows up in the future, you're like, oh shit, that's the fucking wizard guy.
Nope. I got that feeling just because how he's drawn here and how he's behind the king. And just because, I read a lot of things, and I mean, any kind of wizard that's behind a king like that, 9 times out of 10, they're a piece of crap. They're doing some shit behind the scenes or
doing some worm tongue shit.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to get to how many issues? Well, I guess I'm going to have to read all 12 to find out how everything plays out.
Yeah. And that's just the beginning. That's just him as a kid.
Okay.
So that's Balrama leading the gang minus Krishna into impending danger in an example of, he's in this moment like, oh, no, we don't need to get Krishna. Like, I'm a tough guy. Like, I'll look after us. Which obviously goes incredibly well.
Yep. Has to be the case.
The cover for issue 3 doesn't exist yet.
So we know that it's going to be like, let's see, what's the color scheme going to be, like this red here, or
That one's going to be red, yeah, for the
Okay.
the final chapter of the Eye of Brahma saga. Like, the shit's hit the fan. There's going to be fire and lava and meteors and shit like that. All red stuff.
there's more? Okay.
Yeah, so
Whoa,
this is
whoa. I went too fast. I like how I talk to my computer like I'm not the one in control of the mouse right here. So this was the trailer that we watched.
yes, that's correct. So this book
Mhm.
is very different from Krishna Kid, even though it's in the same universe. When I started making Krishna Kid, we had an original artist on board or whatever, and he was 2 pages away from finishing issue 1 of Krishna Kid, and then he just disappeared and just totally ghosted me in it for like 7 months. So in that time, I was upset about that or whatever, angry, depressed. But also, I wanted to write something else. Like, I can't stop writing. Like, I
Hold
want
on 1 second, Mark. I'm listening to you. I'm moving a cat out of the room. So if I have a delayed response, that's why. But keep going. Sorry.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I felt really down about it or whatever, and I wanted to make something new. So I wrote this in it, this tragedy, the destruction of a woman's soul, like it's real dark and twisted story or whatever, and it made me feel a lot better. And then this is the book that when I was speaking to Vinny, the Krishna Kid artist, I said to him, okay, here is like the script for this other book that I've written, this add-on. If you can draw this entire book to completion before the other guy hands in the 2 pages that he owes me, we'll start Krishna Kid again in it from the beginning and you can draw it. And then he did that, like he delivered the first book, like 30 pages in 3 months and 2 weeks. So he's got the big job now, like as the main interior artist for me. It's great.
So I'm guessing I'm going to read this one too.
Oh yes, please.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to butcher this so bad.
Believe in yourself.
All right. All right. Duryodhana Purana is a 30-page comic book tragedy epic retelling the story of Princess Gandhari in The Curse of the 100 Sons. How much suffering and torment can one woman take before she snaps? Witness the descent of Gandhari and learn the tragic origin story of Duryodhana.
And you nailed every single pronunciation
Did
in
I?
that. You
Oh my
did, yeah.
God. I feel like I deserve like a golden sticker.
I say that, like, I don't know for definite that I'm pronouncing them correct, like, but you're pronouncing them the same way that I did, like, so that's good enough for me.
Okay, let's keep going here. A heartbreaking story about the struggle for power between rival factions of the Kuru royal family, a taste of the political landscape of ancient India, the birth of Prince Duryodhana of the Kauravas, and the first step in the chain of events leading to the Kurukshetra war between all the Hindu heroes of the age, including Krishna and Balarama. Ooh, that's
Bravo.
really cool.
I was very impressed that you nailed the pronunciation of Kurukshetra. Like, that's probably the hardest one, like, and you did that. So yeah, these are some of the interiors, like, from the book.
I love this. Are you
Ganesha.
Are you coloring this or no?
No, it's in black
I
and
like
white.
this. I like this as it is. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you need to color this. It's beautiful.
Because it's deliberately black and white because it feeds into the whole tragedy thing. Like
Okay.
I think that adding color to it would like take away from that. Um, so yeah, and as well, like the character of Princess Gandhari, she wears like a blindfold all the time in protest or whatever. Um, and her husband is blind.
Hmm.
So it's a whole thing like about blindness as well, like baked into the meta of how I've put the book together. It's thematic, like I was saying as well. It's the opposite of Krishna Kid. Krishna Kid's all like bright and colorful and about the power of friendship, and this is the opposite.
I feel like this one kind of makes you think a little bit more. I mean, where you say, she wears a blindfold and everything, it would make me think like how she would have to make her decisions or how she would have to pass her judgments. So,
Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever had to quiet a screaming baby before.
oh, yes, I
Uh,
have
yeah,
all the
so,
time in my jobs.
yeah, yeah. So now imagine that times 100 because you got 100 babies, and you're also blindfolded. Like, and it's not just like a one-off thing. That's your life now.
Yeah, that would kind of suck. That would suck. Like, that would suck. Absolutely. Yeah, that's tormenting. All right. And this is already completed and will begin shipping almost immediately.
Yeah, if you buy it separately, and like it's one of the tiers. Like if you buy it separately,
Okay.
uh, as soon as like the money is sent to me, I can print the main ones. This one is obviously just a sample that I had made. Like I've got, I don't know, 30 of them or something. But the one with the wraparound, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Not gonna have to wait ages. Like you'll get that really quite soon.
So are you going to be expanding this campaign, like extending it at all? Or is this like let me see. I'm just
Almost
curious.
definitely.
I'm just
Almost definitely gonna extend the time of the campaign, if that's what you
okay.
mean.
Yes,
Um,
that's exactly what I meant. So,
and then ideally, we'll be able to go in demand, which
hmm.
means that so someone could buy just the Duryodhana Purana, and then later on, while it's in demand, come back and buy the rest, and it's like a nice appetizer or whatever to get you on board.
And then this is the manga homage issue,
Yeah,
which
that's the one that I've got here. Yeah.
and it is Death Note. I mean, I was like, I looked at it, I'm like, that kind of looks like Death Note. When you held it up, I was like, am I tripping out or what?
No, and I think it would be fair to say that that book's more like a Death Note than Dragon Ball. But
Yeah,
because Krishna Kid's like Dragon Ball,
yeah.
but they exist in the same world,
Universe.
which is really so. It's a little bit different while Krishna's a kid, but outside of his little village, his isolated village where they're hiding, there's all these different kings, like, and they all have their own kingdoms and their own heroes and champions and stuff, like, and there's interpolitics between them and alliances and marriages, like, and all of this stuff in it.
So you have
So
enough material to continue this on for a very long time. Like, I mean, yes, you're going to do, like you said, the full thing's 12, right? But you can continually do like a side story, like as an add-on or whatever the case, like this book for each campaign, pretty much.
yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah, yeah.
assuming. Okay, yeah, that's really cool. I love that.
Yeah, and the Duryodhana Purana will, there'll be a 2 and a 3 and stuff, and then there's other stories like the on the cover of issue 1. There's the King of the Birds, Garuda, like, and
Let
his
me
story is
scroll up
great.
so people know what you're speaking about. All right.
I've
Give
passed
me 1
it.
second.
It's further down.
It's a further down. Hold on. Okay, wait, no, it was the blue cover.
That's correct.
I'm just scrolling. Here we go. It's this one here. Okay. So the King of the Birds, you were saying?
Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got a great story that I want to tell as well. Like, and you know, I could do that as an add-on book, like for the next Christian. And every character who appears has their own backstory in it. Like, so even if I got to the end of the story, I could still probably go back, like, and fill stuff in for decades. There's so much, like, and that's what makes it crazy to me that it hasn't been like fully utilized.
I love that you're so passionate about this. You know, that's what really sells me is like you see this like in as like the whole, like you see the whole big picture with all the details in it. Like you're looking at this for something like something long term that you can do with this storyline and these characters and this world here. Um,
Yeah,
I,
like all my previous books, I'm just messing around, like being like, oh look, isn't this funny? Like, oh, I clever, like being able to do this. But this one's like serious. Like,
mhm.
I can do this forever. Like, this can be my life. Like, if we just get the first book funded, like, then
Yeah, so it just can be ongoing. And I like that you just have so many different characters you can work with stuff with. And I love the whole concept of this. You make me want to go back and look into some of like the Hindu religion and some of like like I have some books on my shelf actually. Like I would say some of the mythological stories I have and everything.
even
Just like
like
refresh my brain on certain things. So,
I even have like actual. So, whilst on Instagram, like I have lots of Indians in India. Like
mhm.
on Twitter, like the Indian following that I have, they're immigrants in other countries on it. Like, and I'll get messages from those people saying like, "Oh wow!" Like I saw Krishna Kid, and like it made me feel all this stuff that I haven't thought of or felt like for ages or whatever, and you've rekindled like I'm interested again, like, and that's amazing to me, like that it does that, like
No, it's a very high compliment, you know? I always say, like, what is the greatest gift that you can give to anybody? It's knowledge or like giving someone the ability to expand their knowledge because the knowledge that you obtain is what is true power, you know? So I
yeah.
think that that is like an incredible compliment for you to be receiving. And it definitely has inspired me to want to go back into my bookshelf, even though right now I'm rereading some of my fantasy stuff. Like I'm rereading Fire and Blood. Not that I haven't read it twice, but rereading it again to pull apart the House of the Dragon. Because I'm weird like
Profile
that.
security. Sorry.
But now
As I
I
say,
want to go through this stuff to just like have some knowledge and like refresh my memory on like because I receiving this book and what I'm getting into, and then I can see like, oh, okay, now like, okay, I understand what this storyline's about that Mark used, and oh, and this was his perspective on it. Interesting. Like,
well, so in this making of book that this is the cover of, like I'll be providing some examples like that where I'll say, look, here is a chunk of original text. Look at how I remade that like into this thing.
I love that you're doing a making of book. I'm really big on like the behind the scenes books that go along with projects. I also
Mhm.
like too that you use like a Jack Kirby like kind of inspiration
Yeah,
for this.
that's
Like
really
it's like
cool.
a like a ode to Jack Kirby on it because like when it comes to comic books, Jack Kirby did do a lot for the comic book industry. And if you're going to think about like one of the most influential artists in comics, it would be Kirby and
Yeah,
just storytelling what he did. So I like what you did with this here. Very smart.
yeah.
Very, very smart. So this
That's
is the
by
making of book.
Yeah, that's the making of book. That cover is by Dax Martian, who's my friend on Twitter. and he sent me a version of this that was not a wraparound. It wasn't a cover. It was just an entry for the fan art contest. He sent it to me, and I was like, "Bro, this is amazing. Please make it like a wraparound for me." Like, so then he had to go and like do the other half of the picture. Obviously, the Brahma in the background was still like behind Krishna in the original, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, make this like this can be a cover." Like, I knew straight away as soon as I saw it. Like, it's incredible.
Smart
Love it.
choice. And then this is like all your concept designs, your world building. Like, I love the world building things.
And even like so, there's like there'll be stories about like stuff that happened while he was trying to make the book. Like for example, so Vinny, the Indian artist, he's a student at an Indian art university or whatever.
Okay.
And one of the things he has to do is like a year's work experience, like at a place for his degree. So I had to write a letter to his university, like to get permission for this to count, like towards that, instead of the painting signs on the sides of buildings like he was doing before.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. I've never heard of anything like that.
but that's how they do it in the. We
Yeah.
just have TVs on the sides of buildings that do our advertising and it, like instead of someone painting it.
No, like I'm talking about the written permission. Like you had to write something for his school. Like that's wow.
Yeah, like I sent him this thing and it's on like Commie Mark headed paper. Like it literally has this picture like on the top in it, like of me, and it's got all this like Russian writing and stuff, and it's saying like come and help us to seize the means of production, like and smash the comic industrial complex, like and all of this stuff. And had to go and hand that in to someone at his university. So like I'll probably put that letter in there as well, like those kinds of things.
I love that. You have to put your drink of choice in there while creating this.
Oh, yeah. Like
You gotta
I
put a drink
was
recipe of choice in there. You know.
my favorite alcoholic drink now is I drink this Moscato wine, but mixed with green Monster. Like and
What?
it's incredible. It's so delicious.
Spencer, that's something we have to try. Moscato wine with Monster Energy drink. Is it like Monster Energy drink? Why do you call it Green Monster?
Because there's different color ones, aren't there? Like different
Yeah,
flavors.
but those are like all those are the ones with all the names. Monster's just Monster. The green. I mean,
What, the
out here
green
at
one?
least. The green one's just the
Yeah,
Monster. All the other ones are like have the names, you know.
yeah.
That's the
I guess
OG.
you're right, but like I don't know. I always called it a green one.
So this is like some concept art here.
Yeah, that's the original concept art that we went back and forwards on for days and days. The guy even offered me a refund at one point, like because he was so frustrated with me trying to like nail this picture from my head. The biggest point of discussion was the hair. Like I kept telling him like we have to get the hair like exactly right. Once we've like nailed the hair, the rest of the universe, like we have like a grounding point like to build from. Like everything comes back to Krishna's hair, like in this picture. Like in a universe where this hair is real, now this other hair on this other character like it informs like the whole universe in it. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, you have great hair, so I can see why the hair would be of importance to you. Let's see. I like the peacock feather in it because of, like, to me, what peacocks represent, you know.
Which is what to you?
Oh, peacocks, they're like, so they're supposed to be like the living embodiment of the phoenix. And phoenixes represent like the cycle of life and death. And just basically, like, you know, every time a phoenix comes back, they come back with more knowledge and more strength and more power. So they are the end all be all and the beginning of all. So, yes, I dig it.
Yeah, well, the peacock feather is traditionally on Krishna in it, like as one of his motifs. In fact, later on, when he's an adult, there's like a guy who's like mentally unwell or whatever, who thinks that he's Krishna, like, and he dresses like him and he paints his face blue, and like he thinks that he can fly around like Krishna and stuff. And they end up having a fight, like, and that's pretty cool. And that's what I mean. There's so many like stories like in the future, like when he's a adult, like to look forward to. Every single issue of this is going to be great. Like, and people will be like, "This was perfect to be a comic book. Like, how did no one else do this already?"
Their loss, your gain. That's how I look at it, you
Yeah.
know? Even then, I'm sure you would have done this all better. Someone else had done something like this.
Well,
That's cool.
yeah, that's by Jose Garcia. That is.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right. I can see it. I can see definitely now that it's his art style.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
really
this.
cool. I'm really happy with that. Like, one of the things, I guess you was touching on this earlier, like the characters are designed in such a way that they translate to like any art style, like
Mm-hmm.
that you can still see the personalities of each character, like regardless of what style they're drawn in, like, and that was really important, like the, you know, it's that's done with simplicity, like you have to like take us put like all this stuff in by taking like all this other stuff out. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I think we did a good job, like
No, I think so. Definitely.
in fact, as well, here's a little thing that I did that I think is interesting, at least. You know, I was saying, oh, there's all these different kingdoms and they have different kings and heroes and stuff.
Yes.
Well, when we get to like this big battle at the end, all the kingdoms are there. And I wanted every kingdom to have like its own culture, like that every like kingdom's soldiers would have their own uniforms, like that would be in a similar sort of style to how their king dresses and how their queen dresses, like and what their buildings look like. So to do that, I was getting different like artists to design the characters that come from each of the different kingdoms in it. So there was one lady who designed the character of Gandhari and her son, like, and then another guy like designed the person who becomes her husband, who's from another like that. Like, I think it really helps to differentiate like those kingdoms or whatever.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. You know, you're giving them all like basically like a different color to represent which kingdom they're from, like a different costume style, a different art style, almost a little bit, but the same kind of artistic feel you want.
Yeah.
But it does
Because
help you differentiate and see, like, okay, this person is definitely from this place here. I know that this person's definitely from this place. But it also, too, can lead for some other things to happen within this world as well, you know, where someone can take on the appearance, perhaps, of someone from a different kingdom. And it also helps you know, like, what location they're in. Like, you won't forget where you are within the story. So
Yeah, because one of the things that I found when so there are like Krishna books, like I said that, and there's Hindu books out there, and you read them, and every character is a shirtless Indian man with a moustache and long hair and a mace. Like they could show you like a council of kings or whatever, and they
mhm.
all look the same as each other. Like maybe they've got different color scarves. Like,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh no, I want them to have like to be completely different. Now, when we're on this battlefield, when there's a million soldiers or whatever, you can just look and say, oh look, there's the Gandharans like charging in, like because you just know like what they look like. You know what I mean?
No, I get exactly what you mean.
It's all building towards this epic 18-day war in it, but that's a long way away. So for now, we're just telling these cool stories about Krishna. Get the people to love Krishna because he's a really great character. Like he's like a prankster and he's fun. Like and he's magic. Like what more could you ask for?
I don't think anything else. I mean, this is really cool too. This looks almost like painted.
Yeah, that's by Bogdan. That is. He does that lovely painted style. I love his stuff. In fact, this picture is one of the things that made me want to get Billy like onto my team for coloring because Billy does like great painted stuff as well. Like, but yeah, I love this picture. It's great. So many cool things. Like this picture also.
Then this is an add-on for you. So it's a wall poster. This
I don't know where else you put posters. Like,
I mean,
they're all wall posters, really, aren't they?
I guess, but then some people like have a lot and they just stack them up in a corner. They just have them to have them. You could put it
Well,
in a. You could, I don't know. Maybe someone's putting it in their bathroom. You never know. With some people, it could be a door poster,
a door poster, yeah.
a ceiling poster.
Yeah.
I'm being wise. I'm being a wise ass right now. But so yeah, you have a poster here. It's 16 by
Yeah. I put
23
it,
inches.
yeah. Because everywhere else in the world, like if you say that something is A3 or A4,
Mm-hmm.
people know what you're on about. Like, that we have like a universal paper sizes, like everywhere outside of America. And then America's just like, no, we just have whatever size paper we want. I don't know, like, if you wanted to print a letter or if you got a letter in the post from the bank.
It would be A4.
Yeah. So,
So but that's because I have to print stuff.
oh, yeah. So yeah, like,
One of my jobs. So
most people have no idea, like, what you're talking about. It's kind of like with the time zones. So, GMT, my time zone, we set the time in it in London, like at Greenwich Mean Time. That's like 0 o'clock, and then every other time zone is GMT plus a number or minus a number. So in Eastern Standard Time is GMT plus 5. Like, and if you like go on your phone or something or any device that's like a modern device that you have to set a time zone for, it will tell you next to your time zone what it is in GMT plus or minus in it. So I was stunned when I would cut, and people just didn't know like what. Like every time you've ever set the time on your phone or computer, like it tells you right there what your GMT time is, but no one knows. Whatever. Like it is.
you got a
what it is.
t-shirt here too? I mean, that
Yeah.
you know what? My phone doesn't do that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. My phone does not do that. I don't know if it's like an American thing. I mean, I can get military time. That's about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't tell me plus or minus or anything. I mean, I could look to your location and find out your time, but it doesn't give me like from what my time zone is your time zone unless I'm just a complete idiot and don't know what I'm doing with my phone,
No, I mean,
which could be the
you
possibility.
if
So,
if you go to change your time zone where you are,
mm-hmm.
it will have them all in a list, uh,
Oh,
and it will say it right there.
oh,
Have a look.
okay. I'll have to have a look. So you have a T-shirt here for the campaign.
Yeah, that T-shirt. I wanted that T-shirt, so I made that T-shirt, and then I
Oh,
thought someone else might want that too, so I'll put that on the
yes.
campaign as well. And it turns out people do want that also. So
Yeah, it's a cool T-shirt. And then you have your other campaigns for a limited time only as add-ons to this
yeah,
campaign.
and so those I put 10 copies of Kim Il Sung and Best Korea, 10
Mm-hmm.
from the first campaign. I probably have like 20 of them, like, and I was prepared to put 10 up.
Yep.
Because when Krishna Kid makes $1 million or whatever, like those first ever books will be like worth a chunk of change. So I put 10 on the campaign and they're already gone. Like all 10 of them sold straight away. And they were 3 times the original price. Like, if you'd backed
Oh
it like
shit.
when it was out, and they still like sold out like within like the first week or something ridiculous.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but the Not Daredevil books are still available, like so people can catch up on those. My top tip would be to back the Duryodhana Purana and then get those as add-ons with that, so you'll get some books like as soon as possible.
I think there's a plane flying ahead of Mark. So he was saying to back this book here, the Duryodhana Purana here, and get those as an add-on to this book.
Yeah,
Correct?
that is correct. That is what I was saying. If you back the Duryodhana Purana, that's the fastest book that you're going to get. Like, and all the tiers are set up so the add-ons available are all the things that will be ready at that point in the process. So if you're buying the gold collected edition, you can get everything as an add-on, because by the time the gold collected edition is done, issue 1, 2, and 3 are done, and you know what I mean. Like all of those things are ready in it. Like, so those can all go out. But if you back the Krishna Kid issue 1, only the Duryodhana Purana and some of the, you know what I'm saying. Like, you can't back issue 1 and then also back issue 3 and expect to get them before issue 3 is met. It's very simple. Like,
so if you want to read something like faster, pretty much from this world, back this book. You're going to get this book faster because you're not going to be releasing the single issues until the collected edition is finished. So everyone will get their books all at the same time as far as the saga of Krishna Kid goes. Here, correct?
well, almost.
Almost.
So,
Okay. What am I missing here?
The first part, totally correct. If you
Okay.
back the Duryodhana Purana, that will ship like almost immediately. Like, I'll get the money, I'll order the books and ship them straight away because it's done. But if you buy the collected edition and then get the Duryodhana Purana as an add-on, I'm not gonna post it to you until the gold one is done.
Okay.
But if you were to buy just issue 1, then you could get the Duryodhana Purana with that.
Okay.
Because that's done, like, by the time that one's done.
Okay. I get what you're saying now. I got a little confused. Did we miss anything? Oh, we have a lovely photo of you here.
Yeah, that's totally me.
You're so stunning and brave right there.
That was just after I liberated Berlin from the Nazis.
You have an impressive background, Mark. Impressive.
Yeah, I'm actually like 85 years old or something.
Vampirism is real. You're proving it. So it looks like your prices here. So anyone. So let's see. I got to switch it. Well, actually, I can see the American prices. For the people here in America, all right, the Gold Collected Edition, which is a feature perk, is 21 US dollars. Or
It's supposed to be 25 US dollars, but the exchange rate screwed me. So while the dollar is mildly stronger than usual, like you can save $4, but you know it's only going to take one like Biden fuck up, and it might go up to $30. Who knows?
who knows? Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Back of today, I guess, while it's still at this exchange rate. So, or you can get like the single issues here. It looks like they're going to be $9 a piece.
That's
You could get
right.
the PDF for $9. Issue 3 is there. You could get the Duryodhana Purana for $9 as well. And then you have your add-on tiers, which will show up after you back. So that's like the shirt,
The manga variant,
the manga variants,
trading cards, poster,
yes,
all
all of
those good
that.
things.
Is there anything else that you want to say about this campaign? Should I play your trailer again?
You can. The main thing is just please back it. Like we're currently 50% funded. With what 40 days to go. Like we're at that part now where we're in the middle of the campaign. Like and it only takes like one backer to start to open the floodgates. Like I've seen it so many times where it's dead, it's dead, it's dead, it's dead. One person like steps up and backs it, and then it starts like a whole flurry, like a whole chain of events, like and then suddenly like it's trending again, like all this stuff. So be that person in the chat and do that, please.
Yes.
Because
So back.
this is my dream. Like this, you know, I'm being serious when I say I can make this forever. Like I just need to get over this first line, like and then there's no stopping us.
Yep. Is there any advice you'd give to anybody that's starting out and wants to run a campaign on Indiegogo?
Well, my top advice would be just make the thing, like just make it. Like don't worry about like oh, how do I start doing this? Just start doing it. Like is my top advice for being a creative. Like the and more like serious answer, I guess, would be to read like all the campaigns that you can in it. Like my first campaign, I read probably between like 70 and 100 other campaigns in it, so I could understand like the formats and the like. This was in a time before people had even worked out the have the like $25 for 48 page thing. Like it wasn't like an established rule or whatever, like not like a rule, but you know what I mean. Like now everybody understands like that's the sweet spot. Like but at the time nobody knew that, like, and that's the kind of things that I was looking for to understand, like see like what types of tiers do well and stuff. Just the if you want to do a campaign, just read all the other campaigns in it, like and pick out the parts that you like from each of them and smush them together into your own campaign for your own thing. That's my advice.
And where can anyone find you who may just be introduced to you?
So if you search for Commie Mark but put a 3 instead of an E, if you do that on like any platform, like it will take you to me, like because nobody else is called that. If you put Commie Mark with an E, often that points people to Mark Cuban, like instead of me. I don't really know who that is. Like
Mark Cuban. What?
if you search for just Commie Mark, often like Mark Cuban comes up instead of me. So put that 3 in there, and they can follow me on Twitter and YouTube and stuff. Particularly on YouTube, like subscribers on YouTube are very valuable to me. Like, and I'm close to passing 1,700 or something like that. So every one of those matters.
All right, everybody. So back Krishna Kid today and follow Commie Mark on all of his platforms. Have a great evening and thank you for watching and thank you for the people who will be joining this after it airs. I appreciate you guys. And go ahead, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. All right. Bye, guys.